Hey Gemini, this is Alex Angel, and I am here to bring you your first half of March 2020 Angel and Tarot card reading. Hope you guys are doing well. Just a small correction. Mercury retrograde was February 16th, not the 18th, in Pisces, and then on March 4th, it goes into Aquarius. It backpedals into Aquarius, and then it comes out of formal retrograde on the 9th, but the shadow period ends on the 29th. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to your cards. And looking at your cards, my dear sweet Gemini, it kind of feels like things are going well for you, but you're not happy. For some reason, it's just like, I don't know if this is a void that you're feeling, or it's almost like, oh, I always get the cake and ice cream, but there's never a cherry on top. And what I'm also getting to is, for a lot of you, you may put a lot of expectations or a lot of emphasis or a lot of power in this cherry, which kind of, makes it hard for it to kind of show up or to be on top or this, that, or the other. So to an extent, it's almost like the cherry becomes the holy grail, which is unobtainable, right? And then you complain about it, but it's like, nobody gets a cherry on top, so what are you complaining for, right? I just kind of feel that kind of scenario. So let's see what your cards say as well. Well, I get that from looking at your cards, so let's see if Angels God have a different interpretation. The Empress with the Four of Cups, right? The Four of Cups, I don't feel like being bothered. I'm tired of dealing with people. I'm a little emotional. I'm emotional. I'm a little in my feelings. And I'm just going to, you know what? I'm going to keep to myself. Or I'm kind of going to get out there and, I'm going to maybe adopt a dog or a cat or something like that. Or make a donation, go and sit with the babies in the neonatal unit in the hospital. It just kind of feels like, say, for instance, it's like one part of you is pulling back, but then another part of you just wants to give this energy to a pure or a good cause. Okay. What I'm also getting to is this could also represent your energy as well, as in you're needing something to take care of, or somebody to take care of, somebody to bless with your good graces and your good deeds. And angels are saying to me that moment's going to come up for you shortly. It's almost like you will have somebody to love. You will also have something to take care of, even if that something or someone is yourself. I know that's not something you want to hear, Gemini, but you should be included in the mix of taking care of people as well. This is boredom too. I just kind of feel like you guys are looking for a spark. And again, it feels like that dual energy. It's like one part is, oh, I want somebody to love and love on. And then the next part is like, screw it. I'm not dealing with this one. I'm not dealing with that one. I will just deal with the people that I know and that I like. And that is true Gemini energy too, by the way. The Moon and death. Right? Death of your emotions. Death of secrets, finding something out that was hidden, right? Going from Jekyll to Hyde, or going from Hyde to Jekyll, right? It's an emotional transformation. I don't feel like something's happened. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't feel like something has happened that has you moody. I don't even feel like you're moody, but it's almost like you've contained your emotions and you've moved them to the side, and you know that they're off to the side. And again, that's the transformation, right? Like you're dealing with them. The way to deal with them is to not deal with them, okay? What I'm hearing too, Gemini, is be careful about not saying you're sweeping things under the rug, not saying you're like trying to hide or deny or not, to avoid dealing with something, but be careful about reassigning, detracting, and moving away emotions. That's almost like trying to, take a chunk of the ocean water and reroute it. you know, you may be successful for just that brief moment. And then what follows after that is all those other emotions coming to rush in. And depending on where your placement is, it could either consume you, or if you get out the way, you know, whatever it is that you tried to put in place to derail and reroute, it's going to go ahead and, you know, basically shut that down. So be careful about, you know, how you're dealing with your emotions and how you're treating yourself, especially within this time frame. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to get caught by your emotions just coming and sitting in your lap one day as you're like in a meeting with your boss and your boss's boss and your boss's boss's boss, right? And then all of a sudden you just get hot and heavy into your feelings. You lose all confidence, you lose this, you lose that, and then you're just straight fucked. Okay, so again, just be careful. And the another way of putting it is, you know, you probably want to deal with your emotions versus like trying to shoo them along. Okay, the next two cards is the Six of Wands with the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is that duality. It's like on one side of you, one half of you, things are working, everything is going fine. But, you know, these thoughts, this past hurt, this person I need to talk to who's just a thorn in my side, you know, the person who is responsible for all of this hurt and this pain and this turmoil that I've been dealing with. Yeah, my family life and everything is going great, but, you know, I still got issues with, you know, my best friend or my boss. You know, my job is going well. I just got a bonus, but, you know, I can't stand my coworker. She's always throwing me under the bus. It's just kind of like that duality, right? What I'm also getting to is that this could be you trying to contain this and trying to stretch this out. Right? The Six of Wands, you know, moving on, riding off into the sunset. It's almost like you trying to trap this in your mind and have it last longer than it's supposed to, kind of like stretching something out longer than it's supposed to. What I'm also hearing too is that you may be trying to take the beautiful, wonderful things going on for you in your life, and you may be trying to wash away the negative things, the negative thinking, the negative relationships that you're having with people. You may be trying to use that as a way, again, to push that away. And again, Gemini, be very careful. If I were you, I would just deal with it, take it to the chest, deal with it head on so you can be done with it. King of Cups and the Magician. This to me is your holy grail, right? This to me is your cherry on top. This to me is what's missing, right? But, you know, and looking at the next two cards, I feel like you know who it is. You know what it takes. You know how to gain access to it. But I just kind of feel like you don't want to put in the effort, right? So, yeah, it's like, you know, thinking about like the Indiana Jones movies where, you know, they got to go through all of this, you know, these extreme circumstances just to get like a crystal skull, or, you know, it's almost like, is the effort worth the reward? And I just kind of feel like for you, Gemini, you know it, you see it, you know where it is, you know it exists. You know that you have like the magic inside of you. Just kind of wave your wand and just forgive and just be done and just say, hey, I'm just okay. I'm just gonna, you know, love again. I'm gonna come from a place of love. It's almost like, you know, you could just, you know, change that about yourself. But in looking at the next two cards, you know, it just kind of looks like you're too much in your head. And you're creating like these false, you know, these false obstacles. You know, you're creating these false narratives and, you know, this false information that somebody's out there to get me. You know, somebody is after me. Somebody wants to hurt me. And angels are saying to me, yes, it's all because you have been hurt. But sweetie poo, all of the country and all of the world has been hurt. Even babies being born were hurt, because we know that process is very traumatic, right? So I just kind of feel like you know what it takes, but you're creating like these false images, and you're kind of allowing your mind to run away with stuff and keep telling you these negative stories And oh, but they did this. And then after they did this, they did this. Like, you're creating all of this false information, right? And again, it's all being perceived by you. You know what to do. You know what to do to just kind of get rid of it. And at the end of the day, Gemini, it's up to you, right? Our world, our consciousness, how we relate to the outside world is only based on what we see, right? Our perception of the outside world. Nothing more, nothing less. Not only that, but we could all be looking at the same thing, but see something completely different, or have a different interpretation as to what we're seeing. You know, we may all see waves crashing in the ocean, right? But, you know, you, Gemini, may see, you know, a threat to somebody who could be swimming out there. To somebody like me, I may be seeing, wow, how invigorating that is, and that the ocean is alive, right? So I do kind of feel like, again, your perception of the outside world is, quote unquote, being made up by you, because again, you have the brain, you're the one creating the perception, right? But then at the a second point, I feel like you are aware of the fact that you are creating these perceptions. And again, it's up to you whether or not you want to keep them in place or to get rid of them. The cards at the bottom of each deck are the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Well, golly, Gemini, there's money, there's prosperity. This is backed up, by the way. This is a universal package. Okay, so for a lot of you, say for instance, who've been taking time away from, you know, maybe the workforce, or, you know, being a stay-at-home mom or anything like that, your reward is still out there. Your bag, your pot of gold is always and forever will be at the end of the rainbow. All you need to do, again, here I go, beating that dead horse, is perceive it. You just have to perceive it and then believe it, and then bong, it's there. Nothing can happen in your world and in your environment that's not already happening inside of you. I do kind of feel like for a lot of you, you do know your worth, you do know your value. You do understand that your rewards are there, and you know how to get your rewards. You know how to get access to your rewards. You know, again, y'all always hear me say Geminis, you know, can pull money off the trees. Y'all can pull money out of nowhere. So, you know, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles just kind of feels like, you know, you're embarking on a new fortune. You're embarking on a new endeavor that's going to bring in high prosperity and high abundance. Okay. Final card, which is an Earth Magic card, Wolf and Instinct. I love this. I love that. I love that. I love that for you, Gemini, because you don't all the time pay attention to your gut. Okay. You think you do, but your mind sometimes can interpret your gut, right? That's what paying attention to your gut is. But the gut, the beautiful thing is that your instincts are just an alarm system, right? You know, a wolf, you know, think about a lone wolf. How is a lone wolf surviving? Like, he's by himself or she's by herself, right? Those instincts, you know, knowing a dangerous situation, knowing when to move, knowing when to move, knowing when to stay, knowing when to go left, when to go right, when to fight, when to stand down. All of that is innately built inside of you. And it just kind of feel like for you, Gemini, if you have not been already, and angels are notifying me that this is a reminder for you, that you need to get back in the business of paying attention to your gut. And I feel like some of you is like, but I have been. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've been paying attention to what you think your gut is saying, but it's not your gut. Because your gut, basically, again, is just an alarm system. It's just going to be like, good, bad. That's it, by the way. You know what I mean? Your gut is just an alarm system. Good, bad. You know, your third eye starts to interpret, okay, where's the bad coming from? Well, who's got the most bad, right? Your third eye, to an extent, is almost like the intelligence or the CPU, the command center, right? But at the end of the day, it is just interpreting, you know, your gut feeling, which is basically saying good, bad, yes, no, right? That's it. All right, my dear sweet Geminis, I hope that helps. I hope you guys enjoy the month of March, and I hope to see you back here for the second half of March, Angel and Tarot card readings. Take care, guys.